What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to another live. I should get some water. It's fine though. I'm a little bit sweaty because I just came off the road, just came back from getting myself some coffee, but I wanted to go live because I have an interview. I have an interview with the Jamaica Gleaner in like 40 minutes. So I can only really stay live for like 10 minutes, but I wanted to come on live because I go live every single morning. I didn't want to miss you guys today. I know for some of you, it's midnight where you are. So, if you're tuning in and it's midnight or it's 1 o'clock in the morning, welcome. I'm going to answer some quick questions. I'm also going to be just checking the chat. If you're coming in, tell me where you're watching from. But yeah, I'm about to be in the newspaper again, national newspaper. It's going to be great. I'm going to be in the Gleaner. It's called the Gleaner here in Jamaica. That's one. And then I'm going to try to get into a few others, the Jamaica Observer, the Stars. So then you're watching this before it actually happens. So then in a few weeks, when you see those articles come out, it's going to be pretty cool, right? Because I mean, just think about, talking things into existence, right? Many people want to manifest things or, they want to just talk about it in the abstract and write it down and make vision boards or pray about it, but then they don't do anything, right? So you have to go out there and do. You have to go out there and actually act by faith or, act whatever you believe in, but go ahead and act. It matters what you do, right? If there are, rich people all over the world, you have to look at what the rich people are doing, what the successful people are doing, and then just do what they're doing, right? Obviously, it helps to believe what they believe, but you also have to look at what they're doing because they're pretty much all doing the same things. They're reaching out to people, they're going in person, they're developing their skills, they have mentors, they're reading, all these things. You have to go out there and do what they're doing, right? So then one of the things I've been doing lately to get myself, I'm, keeping myself accountable here. This is public, so you'll see what the process looks like behind the scenes. I go in person, right? I don't just sit on my computer and then write a bunch of emails, right? I go in person so I can shake people's hand and say, I'm Kadeem. This is my story. Let me show you my Instagram. This is what I want to say. This is my book coming out. Let me send it to you. It's in PDF. It's physical copy. Here it is. Let me talk to you, right? This is actually how you make things happen. Go in person. I always said this. If you want to make movement through an organization, it's so easy to do it if you just go in person. So many people, they brag to me, right? They brag to me. Hey, the last 3 months, I've sent 100 applications, 2,000 resumes, and nobody has gotten back to me. That's how you know that this economy is garbage. No, that's not why the economy is garbage. You just don't know how to make things happen for yourself. If you're sending resumes from your computer, of course no one is going to listen to you because that's easy work. That's lazy work. You have to take it a step further. No, I'm not saying that you haven't done anything, but I'm just getting you to think that what you're doing can be more effective, right? So instead of sending 5,000 emails, send 50. But these 50, apply to them 20 times. What does that mean? How do you apply to the same thing 20 times? You send the email, you go in person, you find five people in that department, email all of them, send them some articles that you've done, send them some proof that you've done, send them letters, call them on the phone. Hey, just introducing myself, want to know that, I'm here for anything you need. Do a project that they're working on and solve a problem for them, right? These are ways that you can actually do for one company. Now, if you do that with just 50, instead of sending 5,000, just send 50, 50 focus applications. That will actually get you a lot further, right? So then, message them on Instagram, right? Message them on Facebook, find their LinkedIn profile, call, email, LinkedIn, do all of these things, but just for 50 businesses. And then if you're doing that for 50 businesses, you might be thinking, damn, I can't do this for just random businesses. Yeah, that's the idea, which means that you need to pick those 50 people very carefully or those 50 businesses very carefully, which is, again, smart work, right? But you do a lot of work on these 50 people. So then, if you're trying to get into, you don't take, if you're going to for a cashier, for example, that shouldn't be one of your 50. But if you're trying to go for a management position or director of something or management, or you're trying to get on TV or you're trying to get into a podcast, that's where you apply the effort. Because if you get into this job, then the leverage on the other side is just so much bigger. You get one and then you get 1,000 people just by one yes, versus you try one yes and you only get one opportunity, right? There's no leverage there, right? So then work smarter this way. Just apply a lot more work to a very focused audience. So, anyway, the point is, I am giving you the formula what I'm doing so that when you see it in a couple of weeks or a couple of months, this is what happens. When the first book came out, this is what I did, right? Every single endorsement, every single review, followed up 5, 6, 7, 8 times to try to get those. It's not easy, but that's what it requires, right? It wasn't just, hey, I'm sending you an email, hope you get back to me soon. No, in 3 days, I was emailing you again. I was calling you if you didn't respond to my email. I was meeting you in person if I was able to meet you in person. Following up an email again, 5, 6, 7 times until you responded and said no or yes, right? If you're not responding, that means you probably haven't seen it. So then I know I'm going to send you a message on Instagram. Hey, did you see my email? Send you a message on Facebook. Hey, did you see my email? You have to tell me no or yes. No response is not good for me. And then if you tell me no, that may not be a no. You see what I'm saying? Because then no, I'm going to say, okay, cool. Maybe it's not no the right time. That's fine. What would make it a better time for you? Would you like, so like, let's say, for example, you say, you know, right now we're closing the review period, but then we'll start again in the end of February. No problem. I'll be back in February. You see how that works? Right? So then everybody has to give you a response. This is how you get what you want, right? You can think of the world as a fabric. And if your will is strong enough, you'll create a big enough dent in the fabric of the universe that everything starts to drop towards where you are. Because if you're in the center, everything drops to the center, wherever the heaviest weight is. And that's you. If your will is strong enough, everything will pull towards you. The problem is so many people's will today are weak. I'm telling you. People aren't trying. They're just sitting from their laptop. Oh, I wonder if I'm going to get a response today. I wonder if they're not too busy. Oh, I wonder if I'm annoying them. I don't care. I don't care if I'm annoying you. I'm going to annoy you because I want you to feel my presence and feel how strongly I want this. Maybe by that, you'll even be inspired and say, you know what? I'm going to give this kid a break because he reminds me of myself. That's what you want. You want to inspire people with how hard you work. No one cares about your Lamborghini. No one cares about your Ferrari. No one cares about your Louis Vuitton or your Gucci. Nobody cares. People respect people who work hard. People who people can respect people who work hard. And if you work for what you want, everybody will respect you because work and hard work is a universal language. You see what I'm saying? I'm coming back. I'm getting coffee. Just handle my social media. Coming on, I'm going live. After this, I'm going to Glino. Now you see that. What does that do for you? Hopefully it inspires you. But that means a lot more to you probably than me coming on and showing you a Gucci. You know what I mean? That doesn't matter, right? Because as far as you know, I could buy that Gucci with a credit card and be in debt. That doesn't mean anything. But hard work, you can't fake it. You either do it or you don't. It. You can't fake hard work. I have 1 minute left. No questions so far. So I'm gonna assume, hey Luca, how you doing? There are no questions so far. So I'm gonna assume that you guys were intently listening, which I appreciate. But I'm gonna have to go in like 2 minutes. So if there are any questions, please put them in now. Because as I said, I have an interview in like half an hour. So to go do that interview. But if there are any questions, now would be the time. I'm gonna have to shower. I'm gonna have to change my clothes. I'm gonna put on a nice down shirt, pair of pants, and get this interview done together. Right, I'm gonna do it properly because there's some things I want to hit. There's some I want to make sure I'm in the right frame of mind. So I have to prepare, and I also have to call my ride to get there. Obviously. Okay, it's 10:25. That's the time I said I was gonna end. There are no questions, so I appreciate you guys tuning in. Luca, you're our number one fan. Shout out to you. Didn't want to miss you, Luca. So thank you, Luca 4. Shout out to you. All right, guys. Have a good day. I will see you tomorrow for another live. Okay. I'm going to the gym later, so to get to the gym. Today is pull day. So